Good afternoon.
Happy 1 o'clock, everybody.
Happy 1 o'clock. The drink of choice, as per the discussion in the chat, is a tea of the Royal English variety.
And a black
drink.
iced tea with no sugar in it.
That was Sudsy's came out with an absolute beauty there.
He knows us well.
Yeah. Knows us only too well. How are things, Michael?
Aye, good. You?
Not bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, as is the chat in the live today. I don't know. I feel like with that whole Grayson Murray thing over the weekend, with the whole Grayson Murray's passing away, like I feel like it's hanging over golf right now.
Mm.
You know, I just kind of think like, was the weather tough yesterday, or like everyone was shooting like over par? And
I didn't watch any golf on the weekend or throughout the week. Yeah, I think it was hanging over everyone. I think
feels like it.
Earlier in the week I showed a post with a guy made in Reddit, and he was like, played my last round of golf with my best buddies, and couldn't play full 18, and then he updated and he said, I'm in hospice care, and remember when you're on the golf course to take every moment, and whether you hit a bad shot or a good shot, you're out there with friends and family. And then the boys at the club this week, we were all talking, we're like, the guy's won a couple $1 million. He's almost in top, 50 in the world, and you're like, that's all great,
this year.
But you never know what people are going through. So it's a shame. And, I know his parents wanted the tour to keep playing.
Yeah.
Because, probably the best thing Monahan did this year was ask if he'd like to stop the tournament. I probably would have stopped the tournament. I think it affected a lot of players. I mean, you watch the interviews with Peter Milanotti and Webb Simpson.
Yeah.
And it's tough. It is definitely tough.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. No, I mean, there's not much. There's not much you can say. Lots of people out there struggling, and he clearly had been for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. No, I just, to anyone else out there who is, lots of people out there you can talk to, lots of help, let people know around you if you're struggling. It's difficult. It's difficult. It really is.
Harry Higgs back-to-back in his speech yesterday on the Corn Ferry was, tell someone you love them, and if you don't know them, at least give them a compliment to make them feel better and ask for if they need help. So, it's no joke.
It is
no joke.
All right, well, somber, but let's dive into some questions, Michael. Michael Crowley. Hello, gents. Question, what right to left yardage results in changing up the TaylorMade QI10 driver to the most upright position? Mick's asking how much draw is he likely to get from that. It depends. I mean, really not a lot. If I'm being honest, it's maybe a little bit more about start line than it is about sort of draw bias. It's not truly draw bias, but it is obviously tilting that loft up is going to help keep that start line online. So I wouldn't be trying to do that in order to sort of say you're missing it 15 yards right. I wouldn't say it's going to get to 7. By going upright, it might just have a better start direction. But let's touch base offline. If you want to kind of let me know what you're struggling with, and if there's something that you feel like you need. I mean, I think we've tested the Callaway AI Smoke Max D recently. Yeah. In terms of that being the probably best draw bias driver out right now, Mick. Yeah. So if that's something to be in your wheelhouse, give that a try.
Or fly over from Ireland to Toronto.
I know, we miss you. We miss you. Okay. Jeffrey Lynn with a super chat for no apparent reason. We'll try and see if there's a question coming from you, Jeffrey. But if there's not, thank you very much. Super chats are much appreciated. Keep Mikey in the luxurious lifestyle he's accustomed to.
Yep.
Let's see if there's if I've missed
There's
that.
one here.
Did you see one from Jeffrey?
Not from Jeffrey, but I saw
There
one.
we go. There we go. Hi. Have you had success weakening lofts on players' distance irons for guys that deliver lots of shaft lean? Yeah. I think within most sets of irons, a couple of degrees of loft are well within the realm of sort of adjustability and going to leave you without any sort of downside in performance, Jeffrey. So without a doubt, you could definitely do that.
What else have we got? It's funny, we just talked about this off camera and someone asked about it. Let me find it. It was something about leading edge and all that stuff.
Have a wee look. I'm going to take one from Brian quickly. Brian Randall, how similar are Kyoshi Black, VA Drago, and Tour AD VR? Kyoshi Black and Drago are closer. Kyoshi Black would be stiffer than Drago. But Tour AD VR is the opposite. That's softer, a little bit more of a tip soft profile, something that would be good maybe in the fairway woods versus somebody who's looking for the driver shaft to kick a little bit more, Brian.
Nicholas asked, what's the theory on pre-worn leading edge, specific conditions, club shot type? We have a video coming out this week. Talked a little bit about kind of the bottom of a wedge. That leading edge.
JP?
Yeah, and JP. That pre-worn leading edge I play, your wedges have them too,
Yeah.
don't they? Both our wedges have a little pre-worn leading edge. Years ago, I was told that, for some guys, it's just going to help you get in and out of the turf and get the club sitting a little bit tighter to the ground. Obviously, you can do that with bounce, but if you want to play high bounce, you can get a pre-worn leading edge. Maybe get to the ball a bit quicker. I definitely believe in it. Like, I like it.
Yeah.
I like offering it to, probably not to every client. I don't think everyone needs it, but for me, like I said, I like getting the club to the ball a little bit quicker, but I play a little bit higher bounce.
Right.
So I can't play low bounce and have it sit too tight to the turf.
I like it. I've got it in pitch and wedge, gap wedge, and sand wedge currently. It gives me different options with shaft lean. If I want to play the ball back in my stance and the shaft leaning forward a little bit, it just means that leading edge doesn't dig right in. It is kind of like giving you a little bit more versatility on the sole. So I think it's something that more wedges could do with having. I really do, and I think in that JP video that Mikey's talking about, you'll see how much leading edge camber there really is. Here's an interesting one from Lloyd. Guys, what's your view on the difficulty of PGA Tour / major courses, particularly with Valhalla in mind? Do you think more people would watch watch golf if pros were challenged more? The scores were a little bit lower or higher?
Family conversations, I know uncles, my father, they hate watching golf when the guys are like even par, one over.
Yeah, I would rather watch them shoot, make birdies. I think it's way more exciting.
I want to see what they can. I want to see what they do that I can't, and that is over 4 days, shoot 20 under, and be aggressive and be able to fly to the pins and throw darts and stuff. I look back at when was Shinnecock 2018.
Yeah.
I mean, players are coming off and they're going, listen, they've lost the greens. I mean, Shinnecock's a beautiful golf course. I've never played it. If anyone's a member, call us. But, it's one of those where I don't want to see these guys struggle. It's not entertaining for me whatsoever. You?
I don't enjoy an even par winning score. That turns me off the tournament.
Yeah.
I like something in a major. I like something about 8 to 12 under. I think that's my major sweet spot. I think if there's a chance of shooting 66 or 5, great. Multiple 62s. Now, the one thing you've got to say about somewhere like Valhalla, the course conditions were pretty advantageous. It didn't blow. The greens were pretty soft.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't.
It was wet.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, the target became bigger because of the conditions. So, I'm okay with it if it happens occasionally and that type of thing. I just, other than the year DJ obviously shot 19 under at Augusta because it was November, very wet, etc. The Masters very seldom gets it wrong.
Yeah.
Augusta kind of is one generally in that 12 to 14 under window, generally speaking. People love Augusta. People love the Masters tournament. Very few people shoot the mega low rounds, but when somebody shoots 64, 65, it really catapults them into contention. I like that.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's pretty good. Let's see.
Bean is asking, just wondering if lab putters are a massive upgrade versus other putters. Being a fitted putter is a massive upgrade versus the putters you're not fitted for. But listen, lab is great. They do an amazing job, and you know, the other day we had this massive box delivered, and it was you know, huge. You know, there must have been 15 putters or 20 orders in there. So we're selling lots of lab. Customers are asking for it.
Yeah.
It works nicely on Quintic. It shows really well. It gets the ball rolling. It's really good product. If you have a chance to go get fit for one, highly recommend.
Yeah, no, I agreed. I think it's not that it's an upgrade. It's just different, isn't it? It's a different style of putter. I think having obviously the look, the kind of amount of shaft lean, all these different things. So yeah, I think it's one of the many options. No different from, is a ping head the best driver head in golf for some people?
Yeah,
but not certainly for everyone.
007. Have you guys tested out the new Golf Pride reverse taper putter grips? If so, what are your guys' thoughts on it?
Video coming on that this week.
Coming soon to a YouTube channel near you.
We filmed it last Monday. We were both positive on it. There's no doubt about it. I think
I think it's a good product.
Tons of good options with it. Whether it's size, shape, flat, round, pistol. So I think people will really like it, Mikey.
Yeah.
I think they really will. So it's going to be a lot of personal preference, though. That was kind of our, you know, without we wanted you guys to watch the video, of course, but you know, I think the punchline for us in the end was you'll decide for yourself what you think of it, and make sure you've got some technology to back up whether it's actually better than what you've got, or you know, is it quantifiable. I think you always have to make sure you have that. John Jensen, have a good week, gents. Thank you, John. Enjoy the fitting roulette. Good. Yeah, I thought club fitting roulette with Mitch last week was awesome. I'll be honest, I was a little disappointed with the comments.
Really?
Yeah, I really was. I thought a lot of people kind of like taking pops at Mitch's, you know, swing, and this guy needs lessons. He doesn't need clubs, and it's like, the guy just got 30 yards on the fly, or whatever it was, 25 yards on the fly of this driver. Like, go get lessons after moving further up or further down the fairway. Like, of course he can get lessons, but it's not an either or. You can do both, and that's fine too. But I was pretty disappointed when I read a lot of the comments in it. I thought people took it completely the wrong way.
You know why though? Probably a lot of professional club fitters in the comment section, and coaches, and manufacturers, and shafts, and gurus, right? The world needs a hug. The world needs a big old hug.
Sorry, John. Back to that. John was just fit into an AI Smoke Max D. Fairways hit has soared. Going to a 3-day tour in Vegas with the boys. Wish me luck, and I love you guys, John Jensen. We love you right back. You're always here every week. You're always, you know, asking for the team in the back, Brandon, Pam, all the team. So it definitely is much appreciated.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
We've never been, we wouldn't know.
I know. Billy Van Sice? Yeah, I think that's it. Ian was fitted to Vanquish 5X at CC Vancouver, club head seed 117, 167 ball, yeah. 2500. Okay. I'm worried about dispersion with it being so light. As someone who played 5X, did it tend to spray?
No, I don't think so, Billy. I'm still in 5X. 5X to me is a 60-gram shaft. That's why I play 5X. Kind of like a 6X is normally like 68, 69 grams. A 6R is like 63 or 4 grams. It's just when you add weight to the shaft, you obviously stiffen it a little bit. So I wouldn't be that worried about it, Billy. I mean, obviously you're fast, and I'd be curious what length you guys ended up in and stuff like that. Maybe that's part of it, but I wouldn't worry about it from that standpoint. I think give it a try, and the deal with us and sort of 90. You've got a 90-day guarantee with us that if it's not working, bring it back. Go and see Calvin and Eric, and the boys will take good care of you. We'll never leave you hanging. That's for sure.
Donald Boyd. Donald from Paisley here. Just got T150 from Mitsubishi CB 80 gram S Black. Loving the move from S300.
It's quite a jump, Donald.
And added a good amount of distance. Is it the shaft or T150 that's giving me the 15 yards?
Both.
Both, yeah.
Yeah, you're gaining some speed. You'll be probably gaining a bit of launch, but that T150 is a little rocket, isn't it?
If there was a Hall of Fame for irons or golf clubs, T150 would be in it.
No, they're really good. Zach S., what would you suggest as a fairway wood similar to the Paradigm Triple Diamond with a little more forgiveness? I mean, just here, the regular Paradigm, a slightly shallower face profile, but I would say more people should use the regular Paradigm fairway wood than the Triple Diamond anyway. I think for more people, that one would be fantastic. Food. Okay.
Mike Y., any players give you a visit this week? PGA players. Canadian Open is this week at Hamilton Golf and Country Club. Yeah. For players visiting, to be honest with you, in the past when it was at Oakdale last year or St. George's. I know St. George's, I built a couple drivers for some guys that, their reps don't come up, but this rep did come up, and yeah, we'll help them out. The shop's kind of a bit far from Hamilton this week, but I'm sure if something's really, really needed, yeah, we have the ability to do it.
Yeah, I had a call this morning to Eric Cole, wanted to try an AI Smoke center shafted putter, so we had to sort of reach out to Callaway, and so it's a different one, obviously, the Canadian Open. Yeah, you're just, people obviously know we're around, and if we can help, we will. If, was it 2 years ago when it was at St. George's, Matt Wallace, we bent his putter and got him back on track. He kind of thought he saw too much loft in his putter. So, interesting. Timmy's saying, centre shafted putter. Ian, you didn't talk him out of it? Listen, I'm just here to facilitate. I'm not here to give opinions. Eric Cole, if you're listening, don't use a centre shafted putter. What are you thinking about, man? Nice player. Did he not win Rookie of the Year last year? Yeah, I think he won.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think he might have. Really nice player. I remember seeing him at Oakdale actually last year. Good golf swing. Hits it good.
Well, we were at Oakdale last year. We were building something for. Did we build some? I built something for Svensson. Big deal.
That's right.
A UW.
Hybrid. Yeah, that's right.
And I will tell you, when there's no reps up here, folks, and players need things, we have very little 80 and 90X fairway wood shafts kicking around. But that was the day the news broke with Monahan's on TV with PIF, and it was a weird atmosphere out there.
Yeah.
Oh, well, good times, memories.
Mike Y., thoughts on TBC North as a venue for next year's Canadian Open?
Skip my opinion, Mike Y. Skip my opinion.
We just played it, didn't we? We just played it last couple weeks ago. Last Sunday.
Great condition.
Yep, nice golf course.
Rough was great.
Yep.
Bunkers are awesome. Greens will be good. Wrong location for a Canadian Open.
It's just up north, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's up north. It may be a wee bit of a struggle. But the golf course is nice. Changes are good. Definitely been some nice upgrades around the bunker complexes and some of the runoffs around the greens and stuff like that. Big Paddy took the money.
Paddy was at level par that day.
Like Big Paddy's going to qualify for the Canadian Open. What does that mean?
No chance. I sat him down and I said, listen, Paddy, I love you like a brother, but you got no chance of qualifying for the Canadian Open. Don't even think about it.
Paddy needs a caddy.
That's fine.
You and I will be on the back.
That's fine.
With 10 turns.
Back 9, front 9.
That's it. How's the weather holding up right now, gents?
I'll tell you, this weekend was perfect.
It was nice. We've had great weather recently.
Saturday, it rained in the morning.
Yeah.
I played in the afternoon. It was hot and sunny. Yesterday was perfect. Cool breeze, 68 degrees.
Yeah.
Today, it's wet, but you know what? Never rains inside Club Champion.
That's right. That is right. Here's one, a topic. We were discussing it earlier on between the four of us. Will golf go to being more of an indoor simulator-based sport as it gets more expensive, as land, land sort of real estate developments encroaches on the land? Would you guys see yourselves kind of gravitating to more of an indoor league, or, obviously the winter time people do that anyway, but would you ever see a time when golf would be an indoor sport for some people? I know you obviously never for you, but.
Yeah. No, but when I was in Vancouver, I fit a couple guys, and I asked them, what ball do you play? And they go, well, indoor, outdoor. And I'm like, what? And then I go, what tee height do you use? And the guy goes, I use a number 7. And I'm like, only I'm supposed to know the tee number heights. Like that's a club fitting thing or whatever. But in Vancouver, there's so many, indoor places. It really is it's a proper thing out there. So yeah, I'm sure it will. Enough for me.
For you.
It's good. It's a good laugh. It's good fun.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
You can't, like we said earlier, you can't lose a ball.
I know.
The temperature's perfect.
I like a nice lie.
I love a nice lie.
I'm pretty decent at the indoor putting.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Someone needs to come up with a system where the putting's good. Because every system, if you're listening,
told you the system
sucks.
Listen, if I took a mat and rolled it out from exactly where you hit your putt to the screen, and it basically was 15 feet. And I said, see when it says 8 feet?
Yeah.
Hit it to there.
Yeah.
Well, just use your imagination.
No, I can't.
That's exactly all I do.
I can't.
If I was to hit a putt that went 8 feet from here?
I wouldn't be able to do it. I need a pin. I need a pin.
See, John Fishburne is on it. Yes, on the simulator. No more waiting on the tee for 20 minutes. I actually think that's the thing. No more 6-hour rounds. The, food and beverage is good, always there and good, and play whatever course you want. There's no elitism. There's no, you can't play St Andrews or you can't play. Now, I don't know. I just think that the way the world is working, you look at what people happen or what they're doing with these kind of like headsets, and stuff like that, where people are transformed into sort of being there, like, and the scientists are saying, like, your brain doesn't know the difference between being there and, like, not being there effectively. It is amazing, and I think people, will be sort of stimulated enough by that. It'll never be my choice, but
no.
I think there's some people out there that be interested.
Keep your goggles to yourself.
Let's see.
How often do you guys fit someone into a G430 LS Tech 3-wood? I will say, for Club Champion Canada, I sold the first one.
Yeah, you love it.
I love that one.
I know.
To be honest with you, I've got I would say 10 guys that I've put LST 3-wood. It doesn't work for everyone. It is very good. It's very expensive.
It's expensive.
But it is very, very good. So, not a ton, but I know at least 10 guys that have them.
Cole is asking, do you ever fit slower swing speeds into an AD VF or Ventus Black to reduce spin and help with a two-way miss? Cole's around 155 ball speed. And Cole, you're not a million miles off of where I'm at, and I've obviously played VF. So I've never played Ventus Black, but we definitely would. No issue with that at all.
155 ball speed, Cole, is very fast.
Oh, that's moving it.
Do not consider that slow.
Cole's got one more. Want to play a QI10 LS at 44 inches with a VF6X, CPX standard grip, 12.5 grams. Or in the weight, how much more head weight would be needed for D2 to D3? Oh, yeah, they're 44. You're probably sitting at around, you probably need another 4 grams roughly to get it into that D2, D3 range. So I'd probably would look for the hot melt port. I think you can get in through the loft sleeve.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think probably call another 4 or 5 grams, something around that. Jack Woods, AI Smoke driver, which would you say has the most draw bias, Max D or Max with the weight in the draw set? By far the Max D, by far, Jack. No doubt about that. Golf 007 SD2, Rick's Shields putting setup may work for such a simulation. Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely I think he has a Zen
Oh, really? That's
putting
cool.
studio.
We tried one of those, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I like those. They're cool.
Yeah. Cole, yes, lead tape would work as well. Yeah, you can. Even just to temporarily try it and see if it works for you. That's a lot of the time what we use lead tape for, just to kind of temporarily do it. And if you like it, you can put in some hot melt and permanently do it. So, yeah.
Freddie M, do you fit more people into 58-degree lob wedges than 60 degrees? 58 degrees seems very common on the LPGA Tour. Is it a speed or course thing? And I would say a lot of
I actually thought about this recently.
LPGA players. I saw someone posted, like, you know, PGA Tour sometimes does like every club in their yardages, and they'll show like a video, and you know, Scotty Scheffler's hitting a full 60, 105 yards, right? Whatever it is. I've never thought to hit 60 full. I just don't. I'm not very good at it, so I don't do it. But I would assume maybe for gapping, those LPGA players, they hit it full, so they get a little bit more out of their 60.
Yep. No, agreed. Timmy saying, either of you find lads back in Vancouver anytime soon? I've got a tea time with your name on it, with your names on it. Are you in Vancouver anytime soon?
Nothing planned.
Okay.
Nothing planned.
I was kind of thinking about it on the back end of the trip to San Diego.
Oh, yeah?
Just thinking about kind of, there's kind of like a, it's a difficult one because that flight, that morning flight on the Friday, I was thinking maybe going like Thursday night out of San Diego up to Vancouver, having Friday, and then probably heading home Saturday morning potentially. But we'll see. Still just looking at it. Potentially, Timmy. Potentially at the end of June.
Not the worst.
No, definitely not. Nice out there, especially this time of year.
Have you played Cap?
Only kind of one of the notables I've played out there is Shaughnessy.
I'd love to go back to Cap. I love it up there.
Yep. Well, I'd like to for sure. I played what's the other one?
Marine Drive.
No.
Point Grey.
No, I've not played. So I've not played any of those ones in and around there. I played Chateau Whistler.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, that was okay. That was pretty cool.
That looks good.
Bears in the course.
Oof.
There's a few bears in the bars in Glasgow, so I don't know what I should be worried about. Wrestled a few bears back in my day.
Voxit. Just want to thank you all for the information you put out there. After watching you for the last 5 years, I've just switched jobs and became a fitter.
Very nice.
Aspire to do it right your way here in the European Union.
That's
Congratulations.
Nice. That is very, very nice. I love to hear that. You know, it's those types of messages you get, whether it's on the live or a DM or something like that, that kind of almost make you think what you're doing is worth a little bit more than the value you give it at the time, which often isn't very much. You know, if somebody's made a career change and, they see something in what we do and think, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. Probably at times we take it for granted.
Totally. I think everyone, you know, that we've worked with take it for granted, and then they go, let's say they go away on a vacation, they come back and they go, man, like, you forget how good you have it, and you work in a pretty cool place. So, and you're here to change lives.
Changing lives.
Changing lives.
Brent, let me see where Brent is. Brent is right-handed golf with left wrist surgery, irons or graphite. Don't take
much of a divot. Options
or limited output. Options or limited output. What does that mean? Options or limited output?
I don't know. Brent, reword your thing, and we.
Not sure what that means, Brent. What question you're asking there? If you're asking like what options do you have in the graphite sort of space, obviously MMT, steel fiber, Axiom, all good ones, really, really good ones. Acra, TZI, even ICWT. On the constant weight Acras are really, really nice. Yeah, maybe gives a little more context on what you need.
Carlos Rodriguez, stuck between Ventus Black TR6X tipped 1 inch and Hazardous Smoke Blue 60 TX. Half inch tip. Hit them both. Well, feel like I can get a better FU ball from Blue. What's a better shaft in your opinion? What's a better shaft in your opinion? I own both.
I really like that Smoke Blue. I think it's excellent.
Yeah.
I loved it in my fairway woods.
I had it in my 7.2s. 5-wood?
Yeah.
I mean, both, don't get me wrong, both are great.
Both are great. Both are great. Carlos, I don't think obviously Ventus is, you look every week on what the best players in the world choose to play for their living. Most of it's Ventus.
Yeah.
Certainly 50%, if not slightly more, is Ventus. So you've got two good ones, and I'd kind of get yourself in a simulator bay and get working with a fitter and see if you can set something up. I actually had a thought on my way up here today on doing this with Arccos. Arccos club testing. I'd love Arccos to have a feature within the software that was Arccos club testing, right? And you set yourself up for a round, and say you're playing a casual round, 9 holes or something, and you basically, two sensors, you just call it A and B or whatever, and then at the end of the round, it will do a breakdown from a strokes gained perspective, your accuracy, your distance, and it'll start to go, okay, here's what you gain with this drive, you're a little bit longer, but you're a little bit straighter, and the ability to sort of give some detailed analysis within the Arccos app.
Maybe just design your own app and call it Ian Coase.
Ian Fraser Fitting.
Yeah. IFF.
There you go. There you go.
Mick Crawley, Archer Field with Chris Nicol and Carl Morris must go on onto your bucket list. Do you know those two people?
I don't know if I know Chris. I know Archer Field very well.
Yeah,
Carl Morris. I think Carl's a golf psychologist. And if it is the Carl Morris I'm thinking of, I met Carl Morris 25 years ago at the Belfry when I was a young trainee, 23 years ago. He had a partner called Jamie Edwards, and they had a company called Train Your Golf Brain, it was called Train Your Golf Brain, I think that's what it's called. And he's done amazing work since. I think if that's the same Carl Morris, Mick, let us know if it is.
We H6 PPC. Hi guys, why do most pros use Tour Velvet grips? Because they regrip probably every 2 weeks.
I've asked myself that question for years, and I've never really enjoyed the texture of Tour Velvet until recently. I now play Tour Velvet +4. I was moving to more of a +4 grip. What I found was on the winter time I think it's the amount of golf they play.
Yeah.
The amount of practice that they do, that it doesn't rip their hands up. I think a lot of the kind of really texture grips nowadays and leaves your hands in shreds. So I think that's what it is. Cole's asking, Ian, do you do fittings when you travel to the States? What's your closest TXG or Club Champion Canada to, is that Washington State? WA State.
Yeah, Washington State.
Vancouver, isn't it? To
Yeah.
Washington State.
Yeah. Blaine, Washington would be the closest. Seattle's like an hour and a half away, maybe an hour.
What is that, Carlos? Is the number 3? Is that 3 years or something?
Must be, yeah.
3 years of the anniversary, Carlos?
Happy anniversary. Last question. Currently gaming Oban CT 115X Cobra King Tour heads, good irons. Want to swap the heads to Mizuno 245.
Mizuno?
Would you think it's worth a swap?
They'll be hotter, Carlos. They'll definitely be. They will definitely be. Oh no! Let's celebrate their third super. So it's it's the third super chap. Yeah, they'll definitely be a little bit hotter, Carlos. That's for sure. A little bit more ball speed. I'm not committing to this statement, but I may or may not have tried some 245s on the weekend.
Were they good?
Yeah, they're really nice. If I happen to have tried them.
Nice.
Brent is saying build, graphite shaft, larger grip, anything else. Okay, questions, I guess. Brent wants some advice on how he should build them, I guess. There are lots of vibration dampening grips out there, some compounds that absorb a lot of the vibration, that's for sure. Graphite will do that also. So anything that you can get that can dull that sort of impact and not have it go into your wrist, that's certainly important. Yeah, Mick saying yes, Ian, it is the same Carl Morris. Carl coached Lewis Susan when he won the Open with a red dot on his glove to focus his mind. I remember, Carl, I don't think I ever worked with him one-on-one. I worked with a few golf psychologists back in the UK when I was playing a little bit. I don't think I worked with Carl, but he was always a hell of a nice guy. I know he worked with Darren Clark and a lot of players on the European Tour, so cool to see he's based himself at Archerfield. What a place. One of my absolute favourite golf courses. They used to have a Nike oven.
Oh, really? Cool.
There. They had the gear system. I don't know what they have now, probably just a fitness centre, but it's cool. It's cool. I don't know if I missed a super.
I feel like we got all the supers.
Okay.
Yep.
Christian's asking, why do you think Tiger Woods put wooden dowels inside his iron shafts? Why did he do that, Michael?
Yeah, it's a field thing. Ben Hogan and then Nicklaus did it, and then Tiger was talking to Nicklaus, and Tiger was like, well, I need to get them done. But yeah, it's a feel thing more than anything.
Yeah.
I tried to build one club with it, and what a mess. I know like a guy who does it properly and has built them for Tiger. I just didn't follow the instructions properly, but yeah, it's a feel thing.
There you go. Mike Williams has a little advice for Brent. My buddy had wrist surgery last year, went to graphite shafts, Jumbo Max large grips, absorbs the vibration really, really well. Yeah, that's anything with more sort of rubber or some sort of softer compounds that can do that will really, really help.
VDB, have you guys seen anything from these new clubs in South Florida like Panther National or Apogee? I spoke to an Apogee member yesterday. I saw photos of it. Place looks unbelievable. They're just building golf courses on that swamp, right? I know. And that Hope Sound is...
Many pythons and alligators are getting relocated.
I don't know.
Must be a lot, eh?
A lot. The thing is, are they getting relocated or are they just slithering away into...
Oof.
No thanks. No snakes for me.
Enough snakes around.
Golf WR 007, Mike. Is Tiger's ability to win a tournament done? No. Next.
His ability is still there. His body has left the building.
Eamon, have your eyes left the building? I'm surprised Eamon's not on here.
I know. He must be working a lot recently.
He's bailed on us on the lives too.
I know. Sudsy's asking, when a new junior golfer is starting out, what is more important to do, get fit or take lessons then get fit? Start with the right equipment. You don't want to learn the golf swing, and this, to be honest, goes for any golfer. You don't want to be trying to learn the golf swing with clubs that are too heavy, too long, wrong sort of grip size, like all these things, the basics. It doesn't have to be high balance point versus low balance point, obviously, right? But you definitely want to make sure they start out with the right equipment in hand, then obviously get to work on developing the swing.
Squad and friends, what were those Cobra irons on your Instagram story the other day? Have you guys seen the new Titleist woods? A little post you had the other day. Standing.
Welcome back to the channel.
Graphics. Pretty high tech.
Quite like. Do you like that? I surprised myself. Yeah, the new Cobra 3D printed irons. We got a set through middle of last week, or back end of last week.
Literally the first set.
I know. Yeah, I have not seen another set in the outside of really Cobra HQ. I haven't seen a set make their way out there, so it's pretty cool. And a huge thanks to the Cobra guys for that. I hit a 4-iron, hit a 7-iron, hit a wedge. I haven't done a full run through. You and I looked through the shapes of them and stuff like that. They're nice, aren't they?
Yeah,
very
really
minimal
nice,
offset. Feel wise is different, but I think when you put that much tungsten down, into the bottom of the head, I think you're going to get a little bit of a change of feel. Mike Williams is asking, does Mikey ever answer his IGTMs? Do you? You probably answer quite a lot.
I answer quite a lot, but to be honest with you, I've kind of been off IG for a while.
Have you really?
I'm pretty bored with it. The posts that are on are not my posts. They're just,
I really feel like IG's changed.
They're, the posts that are untagged in our stuff. But, I mean, I have not done, the last time I did my own post was February.
That's part of the problem for me. See all that stuff?
Yeah.
See, when I look at my own stuff, I'm like, it's just reposts.
It's not me.
It's not, no.
I mean, that was a good one. January 20th, the video, hole in one, go like and click like. But yeah, I mean, I scroll through it, but I know. Yeah, I don't really dive deep into it. Social media it is what it is.
Yeah.
I use TikTok for a laugh. That's about it.
Yeah, you do. Listen, at the end of the day, Instagram's not your job.
Correct.
So whether you do or whether you don't, it's up to you whether you want to participate and kind of be involved that way.
I used to do like the Sunday Q&A religiously, but especially now it's golf season.
I think that's a good thing. Honestly, I think a little digital detox in that sense, I think it's good for you.
Yeah,
definitely.
JWL is, I know who that is, Josh Leonard. And Josh, I don't get paid enough to fit you, so the answer is no. You're in good hands with the fitter that you work with. Ian.
Yes.
What's the path for becoming a club fitter like yourself? Many years ago.
Once upon a time, in a land far, far away. How would it look nowadays? I mean, because the thing is, 20-something years ago, when I started at it, it was there wasn't really that many opportunities. I kind of got into the I turned pro when I was 18. Went down the PGA route, got sort of a good baseline knowledge of swing and some golf biomechanics stuff, and kind of generally got to learn quite a bit about it. Loved golf equipment, and that took me down the path of I knew some guys at TaylorMade. So I would really say getting into the PGA system is really good because if the manufacturers come to your course and do demo days, or if you host multi-vendor demo days and stuff like that, you're in the mix. You know, they bring stuff and you try different bits and bobs. You get to know launch monitors. I would really recommend the PGA route. I think that's, I know Trotty went down that route for himself. You thought about it, but you kind of...
What's that?
You thought about going down the PGA route at one point?
Yeah.
But you to be honest, you got into an advanced stage in club fitting so early on.
So early.
It wasn't ever going to really benefit you anyway.
No. And I'm afraid of events.
And you're not really into the technical side of the golf swing or anything like that.
No.
It's not really your jam anyway.
And being a pro can play in the fun club events.
No, it's a big part of your life, isn't it?
It is.
Ian, when was your last fitting a client? Nowadays.
Ian's last fitting was last week.
Yeah, Friday.
And he's fit all this week.
Last Friday, I'm busy this week. Yeah, I still do a bunch of fits. You and I both are still busy with our fits. So, without a doubt.
Stuart's saying, away from golf for a minute, Ian. Really hard lines for your Rangers on Saturday. After this season, you are now fully qualified to be an official Toronto Maple Leaf fan.
I know. Was not ideal. 89th minute or 90th minute goal for Celtic.
1-0?
1-0. Yeah. The Rangers are not a good side right now. Celtic had an off day, gave Rangers a chance to be in it, and like Man United did in the FA Cup, when the better team is not at it, that's when you've got to step up and win it. Man United done that in the FA Cup final, and Rangers absolutely did not. So, no good.
Always next year.
No good. What did I see there? Freddie, how old would Tyson have to be for you to win a boxing match against him? Ian, Tyson would need to be in his box. He did. Mike Tyson.
Get the Venoms out.
Get the Venoms. Oh, man.
Jack Woods. Do you fit many 9 woods? I struggle with 5 iron consistently. I also have a TSR2 5 hybrid. Great off the tee, but too low off the turf. No local fitter shops have a 9 wood to test. And hey, if DJ uses one, why not?
I think it comes down to a gapping thing with 9 wood versus a lofted hybrid. I think most people would be better with a 5 hybrid, but if you don't generate enough speed to create the gapping, the 9 wood's better because it obviously longer shaft length. So, I don't think that's for many people. But Jack, if it works for you, then like you say, like it works for DJ. But look at DJ's swing. Look at his wrist conditions, right? His club face is sort of in that kind of what we would a de-lofted position. I don't want to call it a closed position, but it's a de-lofted position. And the amount of rotation and how sort of far into the sort of in front of his rib cage the right elbow gets, and in order to sort of obviously manage that face position, that's why he finds it very easy to bring the loft down. So for most people, they're the opposite. Most people get the wrist a little bit too cupped. They kind of throw it out that way a little bit, a little casty. The amount of loft with that far back of a centre of gravity really wouldn't work great for a lot of people.
JRO TV, should a fitting include assessing different grip sizes, and a follow-up, how do larger grips affect swings typically? I mean, in our fittings here, we have the ability to blow on and off grips all the time.
Yeah.
And we do it for multiple reasons, not just, sizing, but it could be to play with, weight of a golf club. But it is very important. Definitely have the ability to try different size grips, and it can make a huge difference.
Certainly can. Okay, let's take 2 more. You grab one, I'll grab one. I'll grab Elliot. QI10 LS, too low spin compared to the core model. for a lot of people. And actually, we're talking about doing a video on that because obviously the majority of tailor-made players are in the core model. So why is that? So obviously diving into that type of thing is something we're talking about doing because there's certainly a few of them. But see Rory and did Tommy change over to the core one from LS?
I don't know.
We need to get that little list. But I know 5 or 6 guys started the year in LS and went back into core.
Aiden Hunter, what's the biggest factor when you pull your first irons during a fit? Handicap. I'm worried as a 20 handicap, the fitter will immediately pull super game improvement irons.
Yeah, I think get in front of a good club fitter. I think that's the start, Aiden.
We're obviously going to put you in stuff, but ask to try a couple things.
Yeah, do your research and be vocal about it yourself. That's a good point, Mikey.
Yeah.
Let the fitter know that you don't intend to be a 20 handicapper for long. You want to progress to being a lower handicapper. So, I think that would be a good start for sure. And any club fitters who watch or listen, forgiveness can often be going to a thinner sole rather than a wider sole.
Totally.
That can be more forgiving. So I think that will really help. Okay.
Definitely.
Cool. Excellent. All right, guys. Well, good questions this week. Really, really good questions. Good to see a lot of familiar names. Really, really good to have so many of you with us. Busy week. We've got pretty much a full week. We played Hamilton Golf Club, Golf and Country Club.
Yeah.
Last week.
Week before the Canadian Open.
That was a fun one. Real treat to be standing on those tees, grandstands around you.
Yeah.
Nervous?
Be able to,
you were nervous.
A bit nervous, yeah. The commentators, they make me nervous.
That's okay.
I know.
That's okay. Hopefully you guys enjoy that one. Weather needs to cooperate a little bit, but we should be set for a really good Canadian Open week. Scoring is going to be low. If the weather is good after early, or rain earlier today, I think we might see something in the 50s this week.
The little 59 action
There will
from
be
a Canadian.
50, yeah, there will definitely maybe Corey Connors maybe sneak out to a little 59, but I think as a par 70, which it is.
Yeah.
And a golf course is soft, it's not long.
7,100 or 7,058, par 70. Place looks pretty good, pretty special spot. It's exciting. Canadian Open week. I might go one day this week. It's pretty hard not to go to the Canadian Open. I always talk a big game. I'm not going, but I'll probably go one day.
All right, good stuff. Guys, we'll see you back here next week. Have a great week and enjoy the videos this coming week.